The sensation of falling was unmistakable. Even in the advanced cockpit of the starship Elysian, Captain Marcus Steele felt every turbulent drop as the ship spiraled towards the unknown planet's surface. Warning alarms blared, their shrill tones slicing through the chaos as the ship's systems failed one by one. Sparks flew from panels, and the lights flickered, bathing the bridge in ominous red. "Brace for impact!" Marcus shouted over the roar, his voice barely audible. The crew, strapped into their seats, exchanged grim looks. There was no time for more words. Only actions mattered now. With a deafening crash that could rival the thunder of gods, the Elysian hit the surface. The impact was brutal, throwing Marcus against his harness with such force that he gasped for breath. Then, darkness swallowed everything. When Marcus awoke, he was greeted by an eerie silence. The usual hum of ship operations was absent, replaced by the occasional creak and groan of the damaged vessel. Groaning, he unbuckled himself and stumbled to his feet, his body protesting every movement. The bridge was a disaster zone. Consoles were smashed, screens cracked, and the air was thick with the acrid smell of burnt electronics. Marcus checked on his crew, finding them slowly regaining consciousness. They were bruised but alive, a small miracle. "Status report," he croaked, his throat dry. Lieutenant Kara Rivers, his second-in-command, was already at her console, trying to bring up any functional systems. "Life support's barely holding, navigation's gone, and we're completely off the grid, Captain. I can't even tell where we are." Marcus nodded grimly and moved to the viewport. The landscape outside was breathtaking and utterly alien. Lush green vegetation stretched as far as the eye could see, broken only by towering structures that resembled giant mushrooms. In the distance, mountains rose sharply against a sky tinged with the orange hues of a setting sun. "We need to assess the ship's condition, see if there's anything salvageable for repairs," he ordered. As the crew mobilized, Marcus's thoughts drifted to their mission. They were supposed to be mapping uncharted territories beyond the outer rim, not stranded on a mysterious planet. Yet here they were, potentially millions of miles off course. Stepping outside the ship for the first time, Marcus was struck by the planet's beauty and its overwhelming sense of isolation. There was no sign of civilization, no hint of technology, just an untamed wilderness that now held them captive. As they began their work, a startling discovery shifted their priorities. Kara approached Marcus with a puzzled look on her face. "Captain, you need to see this." She led him to a clearing near the crash site, where the ground was littered with strange luminescent stones. But that wasn't what caught his attention. It was the figures emerging from the tree line. 20 alien creatures, humanoid but undeniably distinct. Their skin shimmered like starlight, and their eyes glowed with a curious light. The aliens stopped a short distance away, their expressions unreadable. Marcus knew that the next steps could mean the difference between survival and disaster. With a deep breath, he stepped forward, his hand raised in a universal gesture of peace. "Hello?" he called out tentatively. The reaction was immediate and unexpected. The aliens responded not with words, but with a harmonious melody that seemed to vibrate through the very air. It was an introduction, a greeting sung in a chorus of celestial voices. Stranded on this uninhabited planet, with the enigma of these alien beauties before him, Marcus realized that their journey of survival was about to intertwine with discoveries beyond their wildest imaginations. Marcus stood still, absorbing the ethereal melody that filled the air. The music ceased as abruptly as it had begun, leaving a heavy silence hanging between the two groups. The aliens' glowing eyes remained fixed on the humans, reflecting a depth of intelligence and curiosity. "Captain, how do we proceed?" whispered Kara, her voice tinged with both awe and apprehension. "We communicate," Marcus replied, keeping his eyes on the tallest of the alien figures, who seemed to be their leader. "We show them we mean no harm." He took a cautious step forward, his hands open and visibly empty. The leader tilted its head, a universal sign of interest, and took a tentative step toward him. The air was thick with tension, but Marcus's calm demeanor seemed to reassure the creature. The leader extended a hand, palm forward, revealing slender fingers that emitted a soft, pulsating light. Marcus gently placed his hand against the alien's. A surge of warmth spread through him, a sensation of sharing, of mingling thoughts and emotions. Images flashed in his mind, vast oceans, soaring peaks, and starlit skies of this world, interspersed with feelings of sadness and loneliness. "They're telepathic," Marcus gasped as he withdrew his hand, overwhelmed by the intensity of the connection. "They're sharing their world with us, their memories." Kara looked at him, concern etched on her face. "Are they friendly?" "Yes," he assured her. "They're lonely. I think they haven't seen anyone else for a long time." The crew slowly approached, encouraged by Marcus's interaction. One by one, they engaged with the aliens, touching hands and sharing silent, profound exchanges. Each connection was a bridge being built, an alliance forming without words. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the landscape, the aliens beckoned for the humans to follow them. With no better plan and night approaching, Marcus nodded, and together they ventured into the forest. The foliage glowed faintly, illuminating paths that wound through the dense woods. The aliens moved with grace, clearly at ease in their environment. After what seemed like hours, they arrived at a village constructed from the same luminescent material as the stones from the clearing. The village was a marvel of organic architecture, blending seamlessly with the natural surroundings. Structures spiraled upwards, mimicking the mushroom towers in the distance, glowing gently in the moonlight. The aliens showed them to a large central building, where they were given food and water, simple yet nourishing. As they ate, Marcus tried to piece together their situation. The aliens were survivors, much like them, possibly the last of their kind on this planet. Their technology seemed advanced, yet harmoniously integrated with nature, suggesting a civilization that had once thrived on balance and sustainability. Later, as the crew settled into the accommodations provided, Marcus lay awake thinking. They were stranded far from home, but not alone. These alien beings had extended a hand in friendship. Perhaps together, they could find a way to repair the illusion and explore this world that was now their temporary refuge. The possibilities of what they might learn and achieve filled him with a cautious optimism. As the night deepened, the sounds of the alien planet whispered through the walls, a lullaby of a living world full of mysteries yet to be uncovered. As dawn broke over the alien planet, Marcus watched the light dance across the bioluminescent structures of the village. The air was filled with a symphony of alien fauna, a chorus that seemed both alien and welcoming at the same time. He resolved to understand more about the planet's ecology, hoping it might yield clues to repairing the illusion, or at least ensuring their survival until rescue. Kara joined him outside, a datapad in hand, filled with notes from their interactions with the aliens. "They call themselves the Iari. This planet was once part of a vast empire spanning several systems, but a cataclysm left them isolated." Marcus nodded, processing the information. "Did they mention anything about the technology they use? Anything that could help us?" "They're willing to share knowledge," Kara replied. "They use a form of energy drawn from the planet itself. It powers everything here. They've invited us to learn about it to help us with our ship." This was a breakthrough. "Let's not waste any time," Marcus said decisively. Together with a team of engineers and scientists, they followed the Iari to a structure at the edge of the village, more intricate than the rest. Inside, the walls pulsated with a gentle blue light, and at the center stood an artifact, a towering crystal emitting a soft, pulsating glow. An Iari elder, who introduced themselves as Thara, began to explain. "This crystal is the heart of our technology. It harmonizes with the life force of the planet, channeling energy through a network of similar crystals spread across the land." The humans listened, captivated, as Thara detailed how the energy could be harnessed and directed. "Your technology is compatible, but it will require adaptation. We can assist with this." Over the next several days, the crew worked closely with the Iari. They learned to manipulate the crystal technology, integrating it with the human-made systems from the Elysian. Slowly, the ship began to regain power, its systems flickering to life under the guidance of both human and Iari engineers. During this time, Marcus grew increasingly fascinated with the Ilari's blend of technology and nature. They had crafted a civilization that lived in complete harmony with their environment, achieving advancements in ways humanity had not even begun to imagine. One evening, as the twin moons climbed high into the sky, Thara invited Marcus to a high ridge overlooking the village. "There is something you should see," Thara said, their voice a mix of solemnity and pride. From the ridge, they watched as the moon's light interacted with the atmosphere, creating a natural light show of vibrant colors that danced across the sky. "Our ancestors believed the lights were the souls of the past, guiding and watching over us," Thara shared. Marcus was moved by the beauty of the moment and the depth of connection the Ilari had with their world. "Your people have built something remarkable," he said sincerely. "We've learned much from you." Thara nodded, their eyes reflecting the celestial display. "And we from you, Marcus of Earth. This sharing of knowledge, this cooperation, it renews hope in our hearts." As they returned to the village, Marcus felt a profound sense of purpose. The Elysian was slowly being revived, a testament to the power of unity and shared knowledge. But beyond the immediate goal of survival and escape, a new vision was taking shape in his mind, a vision of mutual exploration and understanding between two peoples, once strangers under the stars, now partners in a dance of interstellar destiny. The days merged into one another, as Marcus and his crew continued to work alongside the Ilari, each day bringing them closer to a fully operational Elysian. The ship had become a symbol of their newfound alliance, its resurrection intertwined with the burgeoning relationship between human and alien. As Marcus walked through the ship's corridors, now illuminated by the gentle blue glow of Ilari technology, he could feel the pulse of the alien energy flowing through the walls, harmonizing with the ship's original systems. The integration was more than technical. It was a blending of two cultures' engineering philosophies. Kara approached him with an update, her eyes bright with excitement. "We've managed to stabilize the main reactor. The Ilari enhancements are more efficient than our original designs. We're ready to test the main engines within the hour." "Excellent work, Kara. Keep me posted on the progress," Marcus replied, feeling a surge of pride for his crew's adaptability and resilience. Outside, the Ilari had gathered, as curious about human technology as the crew was about theirs. Marcus decided to invite Thara and a group of Ilari engineers to witness the engine tests, a gesture of transparency and shared stakes. The testing ground was abuzz with activity as the crew made final preparations. Marcus stood with Thara, explaining the process. "The engines are powered by a fusion reactor, now augmented with your crystal energy. This test will determine if we can achieve stable flight capabilities." Thara nodded, their eyes reflecting a deep understanding. "Your journey has been fraught with challenges, Marcus. We admire your spirit." As the engines roared to life, a thunderous applause erupted from both humans and Ilari. The ground shook slightly under the power of the engines, now glowing with a hybrid light of fusion and crystal energy. The test was a success. The celebration that evening was filled with a sense of accomplishment and hope. Music, both human and Ilari, filled the air, along with the aroma of shared dishes prepared by both species. It was a feast of unity, underlined by stories exchanged between the two groups, each learning from the other's history and culture. During the festivities, Marcus took a moment to step away, gazing up at the stars. The universe seemed less vast and lonely with the Ilari by their side. His thoughts were interrupted by Thara, who joined him, looking up into the night sky. "Marcus, what will you do when your ship is fully functional? Will you leave us?" The question lingered in the air, heavy with implications. Marcus turned to Thara, his decision clear in his mind. "Our initial mission was exploration and contact. What we found here goes beyond our wildest expectations. I see a future where we continue to work together, learn from each other. If the crew agrees, I'd like part of us to stay, to establish a true exchange of knowledge." Thara's face lit up with a gentle smile. "That would be a welcome sight, Marcus. An alliance not just of necessity, but of friendship and mutual respect." That night, as Marcus returned to the celebrations, He knew that their accidental detour had led them to a pivotal moment in human history. This partnership could be the beginning of a new era, an era of interspecies collaboration and shared futures. The possibilities were as limitless as the stars themselves, and as he rejoined his crew and their new friends, Marcus felt ready to face whatever challenges and wonders the universe had in store. With the Elysian now pulsing with a life force synthesized from both Earth and alien technologies, the crew and the Iari continued to strengthen their bond. In the weeks that followed, a deeper level of trust and cooperation emerged. Marcus watched with a sense of awe as human and Iari scientists worked side by side, delving into the intricacies of each other's sciences and philosophies. One morning, as the pink sun rose over the horizon, casting long shadows across the crystal structures of the village, an Iari approached Marcus with a proposal that was as unexpected as it was intriguing. "We have been discussing amongst ourselves," the Iari began, their voice a soothing melody, "and we wish to offer something more, a joint expedition to explore the uncharted territories of our planet. There are places we have not visited in generations, mysteries even we have not unraveled." Marcus considered the proposal. An expedition could provide invaluable opportunities for both scientific discovery and furthering the integration of their two cultures. "We would be honored to join you," he replied, the decision echoing his commitment to forging a path not just back home but forward into the unknown. Preparations began immediately. The Elysian was equipped with a mobile research lab, and teams were assembled, comprising experts in geology, biology, and other sciences from both species. The excitement was palpable as they plotted their course, marking areas on digital maps that blended satellite imagery with ancient Iari charts. As the expedition set out, the landscape revealed its secrets slowly. They traversed dense forests filled with towering flora that defied gravity, and crossed rivers whose waters shimmered with bioluminescent algae. Each discovery was meticulously documented, shared among the team with a sense of wonder and camaraderie. One day, deep in a valley shrouded in mists, they came upon ruins that appeared to be ancient Iari. The structures were overgrown with vines, but their original beauty, sleek lines and graceful arches, was still discernible. Thara, who had accompanied the expedition, explained, "These were once places of learning, where our ancestors studied the stars and the mysteries of our own world." The team set up camp near the ruins, and as the Iari and humans worked together to uncover the history buried there, Marcus noticed a change in the crew. They were no longer just survivors of a crash. They had become pioneers on a new frontier, bridging worlds through shared curiosity and respect. At night, around the campfire, stories flowed freely between the groups. The Iari spoke of ancient days when their planet was a hub of commerce and knowledge that attracted scholars from across the galaxy. The crew shared tales of Earth, of oceans and mountains, and cities that buzzed with life. As the expedition continued, they encountered phenomena that neither human nor Iari science could fully explain. In a desert of glass, sand shifted overnight, forming intricate patterns that seemed almost intentional. In the depths of a crystal cave, they found life forms that appeared to exist purely as energy, pulsing in rhythm with the planet itself. Each mystery deepened the bond between the crews. Each puzzle solved together was a testament to their growing unity. Marcus often found himself marveling at how far they had come, from strangers wary of each other's presence to companions exploring the world side by side. As the expedition drew to a close, the collective knowledge gained was immense. Back at the village, a celebration was held to honor the successes of the joint venture. It was clear that the ties formed during this time were not just beneficial, but transformative. Standing amidst his crew and their Iari friends, Marcus felt a profound connection to this alien world that had become a second home. The future was bright with promise, and the horizon, once a limit, now beckoned with infinite possibilities. As the celebration wound down, Marcus found himself on the outskirts of the village, gazing up at the constellation-filled sky. The universe seemed a smaller place now, its mysteries less daunting when approached with allies who shared a vision of exploration and peace. The success of the expedition had not only expanded their scientific horizons, but had also cemented the partnership between humans and the iari. Plans were already underway for future collaborations, including joint space missions and the establishment of an interstellar research facility on the planet. Thara approached Marcus, their footsteps soft on the glowing ground. "We have been thinking about the next steps," they began, their voice harmonizing with the gentle hum of the night. "This planet could be a beacon of unity, a place where not only our two kinds but many others could come to learn from each other." Marcus nodded, his thoughts aligning perfectly with Thara's vision. "I've been considering that as well. The Elysian is more than capable of making trips back to Earth. We can bring others here, expand this partnership into something even larger." "The Council of Elders agrees with your vision," Thara continued. "We foresee a future where this world is a crossroads of cultures and ideas. Perhaps one day a new type of society could emerge, a society not defined by species or origin, but by the pursuit of knowledge and mutual respect." Moved by Thara's words, Marcus felt a responsibility not just to his own kind, but to the broader universe. "Let's take that step together," he said. "Let's build this society. It will be a long journey, but one worth embarking on." In the following weeks, Marcus communicated with Earth Command, detailing the developments and the potential of their new alien partnership. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Earth was eager to participate in this grand experiment. Ships were prepared for travel, carrying delegates, scientists, and diplomats set to establish the first interstellar embassy on the Ilari planet. Meanwhile, the Elysian underwent further enhancements, integrating even more Ilari technology. It became not just a vessel of Earth, but a symbol of interstellar unity, ready to traverse the cosmos. The day the Earth delegates arrived was filled with ceremonies and speeches, but what resonated most with everyone were the quieter moments, shared glances of understanding, collaborative projects coming to fruition, and the laughter of children learning each other's languages. As Marcus stood beside Thara, watching the multicultural crowd, he felt an unprecedented sense of accomplishment. What had started as a desperate struggle for survival had transformed into a beacon of hope for all sentient beings. The sun set, casting a warm glow over the landscape, and as the stars began to pepper the sky, the lights from the village blended seamlessly with the heavens. "This is just the beginning," Marcus said, not just to Thara, but to anyone who could hear him. "Together, we will explore the stars, not as conquerors, but as scholars and friends. We will face many challenges, but we will face them as one." Thara nodded, their eyes reflecting the starlight. "Together," they affirmed, "under these skies and those beyond, we will build a future written not in the language of power, but in the words of peace and collaboration." As the night deepened, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, the universe watching quietly as a new chapter in cosmic history began on this once lonely planet, now a home to a thriving testament of unity.